Integrity, Dr. Janet. Her time is 5 to 7, and she knows about it. Thank you so much.
She needs to sit down. Yeah, but she needs to sit down.
You know, you know.
Integrity. What does the word mean to you? When you hear the word integrity, it's usually talking about a character trait, right? Usually somebody who has integrity, like if you have integrity, you're good, right? If you don't have integrity, you're bad, right? It's usually tied to the concept of morality. Do you know somebody that has good integrity? Can you think of somebody now in your life that demonstrated good integrity?
All those masters.
Do you know somebody who doesn't have integrity?
Yes.
Usually when we think of integrity, at least when I think of the word, you mean what you say and you say what you do. You get the job done, right? When I think of the concept of integrity, that's what I mean. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about integrity, and I'm going to tie it into communication styles. But to me, this is a really important topic because I'm going to maybe change your mind about how you think of the word integrity. Again, when people don't have integrity, they can't be trusted, right? They can't be depended on. They're usually not good people. Do you know people? I asked you this question a minute ago. You know people that lack integrity. Can you think of that person now? I'm sure when you think of that person, you get like a scowl on your face. Like, that's just a bad person, right? It's so closely identified to what we think of as right and wrong. What if I told you we all lack integrity?
False.
We all lack integrity sometimes. How many of you are late? How many of you were late for this meeting? Didn't you say you were going to be here at 6:30? I know. Did you do what you said you were going to do? Weren't you late? How many of you have cheated on a diet?
Just now. Just now.
Right? All the time. I've been telling myself I was going to do intermittent fasting for the last 3 months. I lasted 1 week. How many of you have missed a deadline? Right? Just didn't get it done. Have you ever done something you shouldn't do? Like maybe speed?
Like,
Right?
like the drug? Oh,
Speed on
in a car.
driving. Or maybe you've done some illicit recreational fun, okay? We've all done things we haven't been proud of. We've all done things that we said we wouldn't do. And that's an example of not having integrity, actually. We all, at some point in our life, will lack integrity. What do you do when you lack integrity? Like, what do you do when you're late? Like, what's the first thing you say when you're, I know what I say when I'm late to this meeting. What's the first, I said it in the chat. What did I say coming here late? Traffic. Right? It's traffic. We find a reason. What do you do when you cheat on that diet? Make an excuse. I couldn't help myself. You make an excuse. It was a birthday. I had to eat. My mom forced me. I couldn't say no. We find a reason, we make an excuse, or we blame someone. I blame Eddie all the time. He brought those shawarma sandwiches at 10 o'clock and he knows I don't eat dinner, right? It's your fault. You blame someone. You find an excuse, right? Or you blame someone. You find a reason. But what you do when you do that is you give your power away. You give your power away to things you can't control. I remember one day in Miami, I was an area director, and I had to get to a meeting on the beach, just like this, and they were depending on me to be at that meeting, okay? And I left a few minutes late, I took the wrong road, and there was a lot of traffic, okay? Right? There was always traffic on I-95. If you know I-95 in Miami, it goes from Miami to New York, and there's always traffic on that road, okay? And all I can think of in that car is I want the car to fly. Why can't the car fly over all this traffic? I'm from the Jetsons era, when the cars could fly. Why can't the car fly? Why haven't we created something to make cars fly? No power in that. I had no power to make that car fly, right? But where did I have my power? In me. I had no power to make the car fly, but I did have power to leave half an hour earlier. I did have power to find a different route. That power I had. Don't give your power away to flying cars, right? Because you have no power unless you're some kind of aerodynamic engineer, maybe, right? Again, oh, I went the wrong way. Be empowered. Identify where you're lacking integrity. Where are you falling down? If you're late, if you're missing a diet, missing up on a diet, if you're missing a deadline, identify when is it that I'm doing that? What's going on in my life? And then find out where your power is. You know, maybe my power isn't trying to avoid dinner at 9 o'clock, right? Maybe I need to find something to do at 9 o'clock so I'm not there to receive the shawarma sandwiches that he has laying out. My power is in leaving 20 minutes early. I have power in that. And then make a commitment to change. Okay? This is what happened, this is what I can do to make it better, and then try it. And you know what? It might work, it might not. But identify that power. Maybe you're one of those people that says, I always have integrity. I always do what I say I'm gonna do. I'm always on time. I never lack integrity. I'm always on time. I always do what I say I'm gonna do. And I always reach my goals. I always make my deadlines. I'm gonna go. My question to you is maybe you're not trying very hard. Maybe you're not doing very much. If you're never falling down, then what are you doing? Maybe you're playing it way too safe. Are you pushing the limits to see if there's something that you need to change in your life? Are you trying to leave a half an hour early, get yourself organized so you can get in that car and leave early? Are you sitting on social media, right? Are you challenging yourself? Are you playing the field of life, or are you a spectator in the stands, just watching everything go by and playing it safe? Because I'm not going to be the one that lives without integrity and somebody's going to say, you did it wrong. So I wanted to tie this idea to who we say we are, which I talked a little bit about in the mask tabletop. And the idea of the type of the way we communicate, because that's who we are, the way we communicate, and we have different styles for communicating. The Toastmasters project here talked about the direct style. These people are very competitive. They're motivated by goals. They're motivated by challenges. They like things fast-paced. They're very decisive. They communicate in a very direct way. That's a direct communicating style. Then there's the people that are initiating. This is my friend Sam over there. She's very social, she's enthusiastic, she's energetic, they like to talk a lot, they're motivated by relationships, they are the life of the party. Those are Toastmasters that they individual. She's a very initiating style. Then we have the analytical, very precise, exact, perfectionist. They're motivated by certainty, and they're very cautious. Then there's my communicating style. This is what I found out after there's a little test there. Which somebody told me, you didn't have to take the test today. We knew you were like this. I like things to be calm and steady. I value relationships. I don't like change, right? I like things to be patient, and I have a high priority on the relationships in my life. Those things are important to me. And if somebody in my life is not doing well or struggling with something, it sits with me really for a long time. So what I would ask you to do, and what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna challenge my integrity. To find ways to be some of those other communicating styles. Because I like the decisiveness of the direct communicator. You know, they know what they want and they're very sure about that. I like the enthusiastic nature of the initiating. I love that Sam is so unfiltered about her life. She's always happy. Even if she's not happy, she's happy. I want to be like that. I want the systematic way the analytical communicator operates. So I ask you, as you think about integrity and the way you communicate and who you say you are in the world, challenge yourself. Think about, how are you going to challenge your integrity today?
It's a trap.
Thank you so much, Dr. Janet. We'll take 1 minute